Okay, Fixer here. I don't know if you can see that tree split like that. But what had happened is we had an ice storm. And the trees had not lost their foliage yet. So there has not been a freeze. And then we had an ice storm. And kind of hovered around 32. I think it got down to 28, but I think it killed the leaves. Anyways, when you have a bunch of leaves on a tree and then you have an ice storm, the branches get extremely heavy, and when they do, they come down and they knock down the power lines. We was without power for 3 days, and we still haven't had any internet. So that being said, I don't know when I'll get this on the net. The chassis here was covered with ice, and so when it melted, I drained all the water off of it, and I had the engine covered up, so we're good there. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. I had the I taped up the inlets on the master cylinder, and it's pretty much all there is. There might have been a little water got in that gas hose, but we'll flush that out. It won't be a problem. But I'll show you what I've been doing with the Volkswagen. I haven't really been videoing, and there's a reason why. The first one is obvious. When you have an ice storm, you have a lot of problems. The second one I'll tell you about a little bit later in this video. But I haven't been making videos because you have to watch the house, and nothing's automatic anymore. You've got kerosene heating it, generator running your fan to blow the heat around. You have to monitor the monoxide. You're cooking on a propane stove with a propane 20-pound pig. And then you've got a couple of lights and a charging station for your phones. That's one, and so nothing's automatic. You have to mind the store, as it were, because I don't have anything automatic. I do have stuff to make it relatively comfortable, but I do not have anything automatic, like plug it in and forget it. The second part of this is when you have an ice storm, it knocks down limbs, and it knocks them down into people's cars, into the windows. And so I've been very busy. It's very lucrative, but every job is a nightmare because it's got a limb sticking out the window. So I've been doing that, and then I come home when I get done and I work an hour and do what I can. I'll fire up another generator to run my welder best you can. I'll light in here and work for a little bit, and the next day it's another off to the races kind of a thing. So I've been pretty busy all around. So there's that. Okay, this is the driver's side heater channel, and I have it all sealed in with brown 25, and I forgot one. Right, look at that. I forgot one. Got them all, but I forgot two. Look at that. I'm not paying attention. Okay, well, we can fix those. There's some stalactites I need to grind. Right there. There's there's a bunch of stalactites I need to grind right here, because this is where that bolt is going to, that's for the running board. So sealed that all up. I put a nice stout piece of steel in here This is like 1/16 of an inch. Gave it a bend and welded it all in there. I mean, this is I did a patch outside and I did a patch inside, and then I run sheet metal screws through it to squeeze the patch together. And yeah, it's stout. It's heavy duty. Let's have a look on the inside. The wiring harness, I just cut that, put that wiring harness up in there, and I got some cardboard wet and I kind of shoved up in there, and then tapped that down, put a couple welds on it, cooled them down, a couple more, cooled them down. Yeah. I also put 2 straps right there and there. It's like, yeah, it's stout, man. It's heavy duty. It's got a lot of weld in it, a lot. Then, see, I had this all hanging. The wiring harness, I had it hanging up there. And what I did is I cut that with the grinder. You can see where I cut it, and then pulled it aside, and I cut this piece too so I could get it around there, because I don't need it anymore. I got the heater channel in, so you know our door's supported now. So I kind of moved that around, and then I pulled this out and pulled my wiring harness out, and then put that back up there and welded it back up there on both sides, so my lift will work again. This piece, I cut this piece out of there, and then I sewed it back in there too, sealed it all up, and I used some wet cardboard also, so I didn't burn my wiring harness one bit, so everything worked out really well there. A lot of seam sealer, a lot of brown 25. Both of my quarters are in. I call them quarters. It's a little slug right there and right there. That's fine. I sanded this down, and I got some more base coat. He gave me some white, some black, and some silver, and so I mixed the silver with the red I had left in the bottle, and it come out kind of a rose color. But I just, you know, it's just for rust protection. I ground all the to-do out of there. It was all stuffed in there, whatever it was. There's still some in there I need to get with some pliers and pull out. But I've got 2 holes in there. Man, when I ground that out of there, oh God, what a mess. I had to wear a dust mask. And I've got some pinholes. I've got a couple more right there. Not really bad. Took out my back glass. And so what I did here is I got that door skin, and I run a piece of strap across here, and then I run two pieces of strap this way, one this way, one this way, and one across there to support it, because the other one's corrugated. You know, that's what gives it its strength. It's pressed out. It's not just flat. Yeah, I can buy a whole nother piece and section it in there, and yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I did not seam seal this. What I did is I took a screwdriver and turned it, and it pushed it down so I could weld it. The welds aren't that beautiful, but I'm going to seam seal it from the other side, and that way it's not going to fill this channel with seam sealer, and I'll be able to get my carpet back in there. Didn't take this piece off. I don't think there's anything wrong with it underneath. On the back side it looks good. Let me show you that. The old piece. So here's the old piece. You can see there's just no keeping it. It's just, there's nothing there. There's no there. It's just awful. You know, so that's why I used another piece of, or I used the rest of that door skin. And if you, let's have a look back here. I have another tar board thing. So I'm going to put a new one in there. So I sealed that all up on this side also. So I'm sealing them one side and the other. So it should be super good, super fine. This deal up here, I might seal it, probably will. There's a whole bunch of little incidentals I have to do, but I think we're probably 99% done with our metal work, which is great. These cars have this deal right here, this foam thing up there in the corner, and what it's for is these cars have a new fresh air system. Although this car does not have the vents back here, it was prone to getting, it doesn't have the vents. It was prone to getting fumes from the engine into the driver's compartment or into the passenger compartment. And I guess moisture would collect, and we have a small rust hole starting here. Don't know what I'm going to do. I might just grind it and do a little fiberglass work, you know, or nothing. Maybe I'll just, you know, very gingerly grind it and just put something in there, some seam sealer or something. I don't know. Don't know yet. Well, that's where I am with the car, and let me explain the reason number 2 I haven't been making any videos. I also forgot to mention, this wasn't easy. You can't believe what a dirty, greasy, galactic, hillbilly goat screw this was to patch this all up, knock all that rust out of there, and rust and dust and crap flying everywhere, and burning yourself, and welding, like welding a beer can together, and it's just like little bit by little bit by little bit, and then lose your electricity and you're on a generator. So yeah, it wasn't fun. Brian used to say it was real and it was fun, but it wasn't real fun. And I didn't fail to mention that while all this was going on, the wife and I painted the outside of the house too. So if that ain't enough, and I got some new cameras too. So, anyways, let me show you something else. I don't keep them outside, but I got a can of red and a can of black. If you ever buy paint, Bug Bomb, whatever, you know, the spray can, car paint, whatever, if it settles, turn it upside down. Turn it upside down for a couple of days. You keep your stuff warm too. Turn it back around for a couple of days. Have yourself your whole shelf and just turn them upside down every other day, or every couple of days, 3 days. You won't have any problems with your paint. It'll always be mixed up. So it works really well. Anyways, this is a 1 terabyte hard drive. They make 2 to 4 terabyte hard drives also, and I've been loading all my videos on this for the grandkids. This is about number 2. There are forces out there, big tech. Oh, that's nice. Big tech, and they want to throttle what you say. And the reason why they want to throttle what you say is they want to politically they want to advance their agenda. And their political agenda is fascism. A lot of you say, well, they're not fascist. Well, certainly they are. They don't want you to have any free speech. They don't want you to have freedom of the press. They don't want you to have freedom of religion. They don't want you to have freedom to have a gun. They don't want you to have freedom to make money. And they want to come in and take your stuff. I think that's pretty much definition of fascist. Or Marxist. Only the oligarchs make money. The problem is they don't understand that they will be the first to have their heads chopped off or murdered. And I'm not kidding here. I'm not kidding here. There is a faction out there that wants to change, and they're huge. And they want to change America because they do not believe in America as founded. And listen to my words, America as founded. And that means everything that you know or you've been doing or living or have is because I say it's because of market oil at or selling oil at market prices. That's essentially what it is. It's capitalism is what it is, but oil runs everything. And of course they want to shut the oil down, which means no, you're not going to have flights, you're not going to have a military. Electric cars, yeah, sure, but get them charged. How do you charge them? There's not enough solar, there's not enough wind, there's not enough whatever to charge cars. Nobody has them, they're expensive. It goes on and on and on like this, folks, and there's a faction of people who want to throttle you, and they're called Google and YouTube. Now, if I had been a big time YouTube guy, if I had Musty's channel, or if I had one of these big channels, and I said something like that, or I did something like that, they would throttle me, probably. And that's the reason why these guys don't talk about politics on their channel. Now, God bless them. God bless them. They're making money. That's great. Hallelujah. That's excellent. And it's their good thing. And they don't want to make their good thing go away. And I understand that. But I don't have that good thing yet. And I'm not sure that I want it. We'll see how this goes. But I sure hope when Donald Trump gets reelected, the Republicans go on the warpath, and there's something needs to be done about big tech, Google and Facebook. There needs to be giant fines, if not jail time, for what they've done. There's a lot of other things too, big tech and the media also. The media is not talking anything about Hunter Biden and the scam that's going on right now. They're not talking about how the Russia collusion deal was a hoax. All this stuff is a hoax. They're not saying any of it. They're just they're just chugging right along. Even my little news in podunk nowhere, they got to go with it. And it's a shame. That's number 2. So I don't know. I'm going to be putting them on, for the grandkids. I don't know if I'm going to be the talent, and I'm not the talent. I'm not any talent, but I'm here. I have a $20 bill, and you take 1 penny away. Well, you no longer have $20. You have $19.99, no matter how you look at it. I'm taking my penny, and I'm going away. Maybe. Depends on it depends on what happens here. But something's got to be done, because there's a lot of good people out there that are being throttled by these bastards. Yep. Okay. Have a great day.
See you later.